Hello guys, my name is Nene01 and welcome back to another movie review. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and obviously we are talking about Avengers Infinity War. This is going to be quite the discussion because I have a lot to cover within this film. If you haven't seen it yet guys, then massive spoiler alert as always. If you haven't seen it, then what the hell are you waiting for? It's been out long enough now. Go and see it if you haven't seen it. But yeah, if you haven't seen it and you don't want to know what happens, which I'm probably guessing you already know what happens by now because it's all over everywhere, it's all over the internet, it is completely everywhere, then disappear. If you are interested in what I have to say about the movie and you have seen it, and you want to know if my opinions share that of yours, then continue to watch. And if you agree or disagree, then leave a comment in the comment section down below. But now, without further delay then guys, let's get into this review. So, first things first, it's Infinity War. It starts off picking up exactly where Thor Ragnarok left off. Thor's in trouble, and yeah, he gets basically fucked up by Thanos. I'm not even kidding, he's literally destroys the shit out of him. As well as everyone else on board, and he's literally got him held by the head, ties him up, well, not ties him up, but wraps him up in like metal strips and shit with his magic wizard Ebony Maw, and he basically causes havoc all the way through the film, but this particular opening has a very significant thing about it, and that is well, it's the big giant green elephant in the room, I guess. It's the moment that Hulk steps up to Thanos, and that he tries for the first 5 seconds of the fight. He literally charges at Thanos, smashes him against the wall, and tries to throttle him. I guess he puts his hands around his throat, and one of Thanos' henchmen steps forward, to which Ebony Maw simply says, "No, let him have his fun." To which then Thanos just removes Hulk's hands from around his throat and just gives him a Muhammad Ali beatdown. The Hulk literally doesn't stand a chance, which is something that I really, really want to talk about in depth, because the reason I think he gets his ass handed to him is because, well, he's not quite the intelligent being. Banner is, but Hulk isn't. And I'm going to come back to that in a moment, but if you rewind to what Hulk's done in the past, you see him as the strongest Avenger. You see him not quite intelligent enough. He has to be calmed down by Black Widow. He is an ultimate rage beast. He is uncontrollable. And then obviously what happens on Sakaar in Thor Ragnarok, he becomes a gladiator, an undefeated gladiator. And it's kind of putting a big infant into an area where he is just going to dominate all other like smaller kiddies, I guess. And that's essentially what he is. He's a big kid with a bad attitude and a bad anger problem. Whereas Thanos, he's a little bit smarter. He has the upper advantage because not only is he strong and powerful, but he's also got the smartness to outmaneuver and counter the Hulk's moves, which Hulk does try and swing. He just swings and misses, and Thanos just jabs him and smashes him all over like he's Muhammad Ali. And yeah, I think that is why the Hulk got beaten by Thanos so quickly, is just because of his level of intelligence. If he was smarter, which obviously in some of the comics and some of the TV series, he does actually become quite the intelligent person. He becomes like Banner Hulk and so on. But yeah, he might come back smart, because obviously within the film later towards the end, Banner says to himself, to Hulk, "We have to discuss some issues, pal," or something along those lines. We have to work things out, buddy, or something like that. Which obviously means he's obviously going to now have like an unconscious talk with Hulk and say, "Look, my theory is he's gonna speak to Hulk within himself and say, "Look, you come out, but I will take charge. I will be in control. I will be able to use your strength and your might." And obviously, that might be his comeback within the next Marvel film. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's because it's his level of intelligence, and he's gone from being the mighty strong Hulk and the undefeated Gladiator to coming against Thanos and not lasting 12 seconds, I don't think it was. He literally smashes him left, right, and centre, smashes him in the head with and then picks him up above his head and slams him onto the floor. And then obviously he gets sent to Earth, and he lands in Doctor Strange's room. And he's like, Thanos is coming. To which then Doctor Strange gathers Tony Stark, and everything sort of falls into swing from there. It's utter madness. It really is. The film is utter madness. There is no letting up from it at all. But moving back onto the Hulk there, throughout the film, Banner does try to get the Hulk to come out numerous times, and he is not successful in that. And Hulk just keeps replying no. He doesn't want to come out. And going back to what I think about with the child mind theory within the Hulk, if you take the Hulk as a big kid, like I said a minute ago, and let's put him in like a schoolyard scenario. Let's say he's the big dog of the schoolyard. He is the big daddy. He's the big bully. He is no one stands up to him because he is who he is. And then along comes this guy who knocks the living shit out of this guy who was dominated for so long. That's gonna, mess up with his head a little bit. He's gonna be so embarrassed. He is gonna be so shell-shocked from that experience that he's not gonna want to try again. Being the kid, if you're on top and you get smashed and not left and right, you'll be like, well, I'm not gonna mess with him, at least for a while. So it's unless you're gonna undergo some certain training and sort of get your confidence back up, you're not gonna try and take a second swing from him. Which is what I think is the reason Hulk didn't want to come out. The reason being, he was just so shook up from that fight. He was scared. Thanos beat him so badly. The Hulk, the Incredible Hulk himself, was petrified to come out. But that doesn't, sort of make sense for the rest of the film, because Banner goes into the Hulk suit and he goes into the battle in Wakanda and all that alongside Black Panther and Captain America. And there's other characters that he could have faced and possibly beaten, but obviously he don't want to come out, so Banner jumps into the Hulk Buster suit and, basically kicks ass pretty well, to be honest. But yeah, it's just crazy. It really is crazy what happens to the Hulk. The rest of the Avengers team up and do what they can. They try and, do what they can with the rest of the Infinity Stones. Thanos actually moves pretty quickly collecting the Infinity Stones. And he literally does not stop. He is so relentless. He's like boom, 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 boom. He's going after each and every single Infinity Stone, and he collects them pretty quickly. As well as Vision. Now Vision is injured through the film, and a lot of people are like, well, why didn't Vision use his ghost form? Why didn't he go like invisible, like we saw in Civil War and things like that? And it's kind of explained within the film during a battle with two of Thanos' henchmen when he's with Scarlet Witch, is that in Scotland, is that he is actually wounded by one of them, and he can't, I forget the word, I think it's transcend or trans something or other, transblender, some shit like that. Basically it makes him go invisible, and he's wounded, he's stabbed in the stomach, which, disables that ability. He cannot do what he needs to do. And yeah, the whole like the second half of the film is basically the Avengers looking after Vision, taking care of him, making sure that Thanos cannot get to him. And he undergoes a battle where he gets the time stone, and I'm going to come back to the time stone, but he chases everybody around, and he does kick ass. I can't stress enough how much he kicks ass, and I really really like Thanos' character. I think Josh Brolin did a fantastic job portraying Thanos. I know he did the body motion and also he did the voice, and he is one of my favorite actors of all time. I've loved Josh Brolin ever since I saw him in Goonies. And Goonies is one of my all-time favorite films. I absolutely love that film as well. But I've seen him go through all sorts of crazy films. I've seen him in Goonies. Fast forward, in 20 years or something, you see him in Planet Terror. You see him in Old Boy. He is a really, really talented actor, and he has done a fantastic job at playing Thanos. He also plays Cable in Deadpool 2, to which Deadpool makes a reference in the trailer. I've not seen the film yet, but he made the reference in the film of hit the hate breaks Thanos. That was the line he said, so cool little reference there to the character. Yeah, the overall movie is absolutely fantastic. I loved the film. I love the characters. I love the way it plays out. It does not let up. It does not let up. And Robert Downey Jr. I love the new Iron Man suit. That nanotechnology sort of thing. That is it's crazy, man. That's crazy. Absolutely amazing. The Guardians of the Galaxy team up with Thor. That's pretty badass, and they meet up with they later meet up with Tony Stark and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, and they kick ass on Titan. They almost get the glove off. They almost get the glove off. And I'm going to rewind here, because before that battle on Titan, Thanos actually sacrifices his own adopted daughter, Gamora, who is the partner of Star-Lord. He basically throws her off the cliff, and I want to emphasize something on that moment. He does have love for his adopted daughter. He does love his daughter, but his quest outweighs his love for his daughter, and that is why you see him crying. That is why you see the pain in his eyes when he throws Gamora off the cliff. He grabs her, he throws her, and she dies, and he does that to attain the Soul Stone. The Soul Stone needs a sacrifice, but not only a sacrifice, but you need to sacrifice something you love. That says it himself. If he didn't love Gamora and he sacrificed her, he would still not have gotten the stone. That would have been it. He'd have just killed his adopted daughter and would have gotten anywhere. So he did love his daughter. He did, and he did the unthinkable. He threw her off that cliff. And he killed her. And that scene itself just pulls on your strings. It's like, wow, this guy is so determined on balancing the universe, which is what his intentions are, to sacrifice his daughter. To do that is a moment that is insane itself. He gets the Soul Stone. Anyway, so we fast forward, and he goes up against Star-Lord, Iron Man, Drax, Spider-Man, and the rest of them, Doctor Strange as well. He goes up against them, and Doctor Strange sees something like 14,605 possibilities, to which there is only one possible outcome in which they succeed. And this thing is really bothering me. They almost get the glove. Mantis jumps on him. They get him basically tied down with spider webs and loads of magical whips and shit. And then Mantis jumps on his head and puts him like in a half comatose state. To which Star-Lord comes up to him and starts asking questions. interrogating him, and he's like, it's like in a zombie form state is Thanos. And Mantis says he mourns, and he's like, what does he have to mourn for? And it turns out he finds out that he killed Gamora, so he loses it. Star-Lord punches Thanos. They almost have the glove off. If he could have literally waited until they have the glove off, that could have been a different scenario. Thanos probably would have got the glove back or something, I don't know. But, if they had the glove off, at least they would have had a fighting chance. And Spider-Man literally pulls it off, and then Thanos comes round because he's been hit by Star-Lord. He comes round and he catches the glove, puts it back on, and starts kicking ass again. And he doesn't let him have a second chance of getting him there. He gets the time stone within that battle. Doctor Strange ends up giving him the time stone, which is kind of a stupid move because we fast forward through the film and he's coming after Vision and the battle in Wakanda, which is an epic battle, by the way. The battle in Wakanda is something that is absolutely bonkers. It really is. It's crazy. You see Black Panther and Captain America race off in front of the charging of the armies and just basically do Superman punches into the incoming enemies. Brilliant fight scene. And quickly just skipping here, guys. Going on to the trailer, we see the Hulk running with the Avengers there. That is actually a misconception within the film, because he's not actually within the film. He's literally, you see him at the beginning, and that is it. That is that moment, and it's something that bothered me. I was hoping to see more of the Hulk, but we didn't. But yeah, anyway, with the time stone, he gets the time stone, and he goes to Wakanda, and he's after Vision, and they're trying to extract the stone from Vision, so at least if Thanos comes for the stone, then Vision is safe. But something happens, the aliens get inside, Vision ends up having a fight, they fall onto the ground, and Scarlet Witch tries hiding him, and Captain America's guys, on me, something's coming, and basically they all merge together. The remaining Avengers that are on Wakanda merge together in this little wooded area, and he turns up, and Banner is in a Hulkbuster suit, and he says Cap about Captain America. That's him. And basically he goes through them like as if they're nothing. He throws Banner, and he like melds him into a wall, and he's trapped in a Hulkbuster suit. He knocks Captain America out. He knocks Black Panther out. Nobody stands against him. Scarlet Witch uses her power to destroy the Mind Stone. I think it's the Mind Stone. And try and hold Thanos back, but Thanos is pushing and pushing and pushing forward. Anyway, she actually destroys the Mind Stone and also kills Vision. And you're like, wow, she did it. But Thanos is like, oh, well, good effort there, but not good enough. And he uses the Time Stone to reverse that moment in which Vision is destroyed, and he basically brings him back together, grabs him and pulls the Mind Stone out and puts it in his glove, which is the last stone. Now that moment is bothering me. Doctor Strange foresaw what was going to happen. He knew that there was only one possible outcome. If Doctor Strange had held off and not given the Time Stone and kept it hidden like he had done, then Thanos would not have been able to reverse time in that moment and kill Vision. If he beat Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxies and what have you, and beat everybody on Titan, and then went after Vision and thought, oh, I'll go after the Time Stone later, but it was still hidden because Doctor Strange had hidden it, he wouldn't have been able to find that. Vision may have died, but Thanos would not have been able to attain the Time Stone. It would have been hidden. That is a moment that is baffling me. Why did Doctor Strange give Thanos the Time Stone? If he hadn't got the Time Stone, he wouldn't have reversed that moment. Vision would have died, and Thanos would have been like, what the hell? The Mind Stone would have been destroyed. He wouldn't have been able to attain the Time Stone. At least one of the stones he wouldn't be able to achieve. Even if he did find the Time Stone, you know, the Mind Stone would have been destroyed. It'd just reverse time that. But if he'd not got the Time Stone, they wouldn't be able to reverse that moment. Do you know what I'm saying? It's all about keeping the Time Stone away from him. If Doctor Strange could have kept the Time Stone away, and Scarlet Witch still kill Vision, then he would have been stuck. But he's given the Time Stone before. He's like, okay, I'll give you the Time Stone because it's the only possible outcome. What the hell is that all about? That is just backwards thinking. Unless Doctor Strange, and this is something that I believe, at the post-credit scene, and there is a post-credit scene, I know they do go on for a while, but you see Nick Fury, basically, it's in a city and everyone's like sort of disappearing, because Thanos does do it. He makes the click of his fingers, Thor jumps out the sky, hits him with his new axe in the chest. Thanos says, you should have gone for the head, snaps his fingers, and basically disappears. Thor's like, what have you done? What have you done? And he just like falls backwards into a portal, and people start disappearing. Black Panther disappears, Bucky disappears, so many people disappear. Spider-Man disappears. They just turn into ash. All these people die. Groot, millions of people die. And Thanos does what he set out to do. He wipes out half of the universe, which in a sense is kind of right. I can sort of see where Thanos is coming from on this. Everywhere is sort of getting overpopulated. They are using up their resources. It's time for something to happen to put everything in its rightful order. Otherwise, it's just going to spell doom. So I can sort of see where he's coming from. He's going the wrong way about it. I know, there's probably no right way about it, but you need to bring balance to the universe. But yeah, Thor comes out of the sky and he does it, and he snaps his fingers, and people start disappearing. To which one of them is actually Nick Fury. But before he does, in the post-credit scene, he gets like this little pager device out, starts sending a signal or a message or something, to which a logo pops up on the screen. Now, if you're familiar with the Marvel Universe as I am, and know quite a bit about the characters, I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm not 100% know-it-all on all Marvel stuff, but that logo is actually Captain Marvel's logo, which is obviously we're going to see in the next Avengers film, I guess. Obviously, she's going to get her own standalone film called Captain Marvel. That is, from what I've heard at the moment, is going to be a prequel, and we're going to apparently see Nick Fury with two eyes, with one without the eye patch, so it's going to be like, it's going to show you potentially how he ends up losing his eye. I think it's going to be an interesting film, that Captain Marvel. I'm quite intrigued to see what's going to come of that. But that is what is sent. Now, did Doctor Strange give Thanos the Time Stone and let him do what he needs to do so that the power gauntlet would be destroyed, so he wouldn't be able to use it again? Because if you look carefully, when Thanos does snap his fingers, there's like a burning going on his right arm, or is it his left? I think it's his right arm. And the power gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet, sorry, is all rusted and burnt and sort of falling apart, kinda. And I'm guessing, the Infinity Stones are all cracked and destroyed. He can't use it again. So was Doctor Strange's plan to let him do this, let him do what he needs to do, let him use the Infinity Gauntlet, to which he'll not be able to use again, and then we could bring in some new characters, i.e. Captain Marvel, or potentially any other new characters that could come along, and find a way to bring back the people that have disappeared. Thanos can't use the Infinity Gauntlet again. The heroes come back, which obviously they're gonna, because we've got Spider-Man 2 coming, we've got Black Panther 2 coming. The sequels to these characters that have disappeared, so obviously they are gonna come back. Thanos is then gonna be stuck. He's gonna be like, shit, I've used my Infinity Gauntlet for no reason. I've done all this in vain. They've all come back. I'm fucked. And then could this be the moment where Hulk gets his redemption? Could it be Hulk that beats Thanos? Could it be, could Banner make this deal with Hulk and Hulk step up and square up to Thanos one last time and, give him the beatdown that he deserves? Who knows? Who knows? It's going to be an interesting thing to see what's to come. But yeah, that is basically it. I enjoyed the film. The film was epic. I cannot get over the things that happen within it. There's a lot of funny comments and a few funny references as well. But yeah, the film was absolutely fantastic. And as I say, if you haven't seen it yet, you have to see it. Even if you're not a Marvel fan, go ahead and watch it because it is good. It is so good, and it's in form for the 10th year anniversary of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films. They started with Iron Man, and they have just progressed to this point, and it is so epic. There's one thing I'd like to see, and that's a Hulk sequel that fits in with the MCU, because within the Hulk film you see the guy who, the scientist guy, some of Hulk's blood or whatever it is, the medicine that is in one of the capsules drip into his head. He gets his head cut open and his head starts swelling, and it's like, oh my god, a potential new villain. We didn't get a Hulk sequel. Iron Man's had sequels, Guardians of the Galaxies have got a sequel, Ant-Man's getting a sequel, Thor's got sequels. I would like to see a decent Hulk sequel that ties in after the events of the first Hulk, where he beats Abomination. But I absolutely love the Marvel films, and I love Infinity Wars, and I cannot wait to see what the next installment's going to be like, because that is going to be an epic showdown. It really is. And yeah, if you agree with me on my theory, then leave a comment in the comment section down below. My theory is that he's not going to be able to use the Infinite Gauntlet. The dead are going to come back to life, so to speak, through a new character or whatever, by a different means or something. They're going to find something that can bring them back, and then Banner's going to make a deal with Hulk within himself, or maybe even Iron Man will create a device for Banner to turn into Hulk and have control. Who knows? There's loads of different theories. And he's going to step up to Thanos, and basically that fight would be epic. Is he going to get his redemption? Will Hulk get the redemption, or is he just going to remain the coward? Who knows? But yeah, that is more or less my rant about Infinity Wars. Obviously, I enjoyed the film, but there's some points on which I'm thinking, what the fuck? Like the time stone thing, but like I said, it could be for the reason that he wants Thanos to be defeated in a certain way. But yeah, there was a lot of things within the trailers and within some of the posters that they false advertised as well, like Hulk bursting out of the Hulk Buster suit. Obviously Banner was in the Hulk Buster suit. We didn't see Hulk come out. We saw Hulk running through the fields of Wakanda. That never happened. There's just a lot of stuff that was in the trailer that we didn't see in the film, and a line that I was hoping to hear in the film that wasn't in the film, and that was simply Thanos saying, "Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe, but this does put a smile on my face." I was so looking forward to hearing him say that line, and he didn't. And this is something that is pissing me off, because, these editors and what have you, these trailer makers are making films look different to what they are, which is false advertisement, and it shouldn't be that. I'm pretty sure they can be sued for that, by the way. I don't know. I have no idea. If it's false advertisement, surely they can be sued for that, because I'm going to the movies to expect to see this, and I've not. I've paid money for it. Could I sue them? Who knows? I'm not going to try, because, I'd just be laughed at, I guess. But, if you got the guts to try and sue someone for false advertisement because you expected to see something in a movie that you never saw, then go ahead, try it. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know how you get on with that. But, hey, that's just a little thing that grinds my gears about trailers. You see something and it doesn't happen in the film, or you don't hear it in the film, and yeah, it's not good. It's not good. It's something that really gets to me. But like I said, I still enjoyed the film, regardless of the seeing things within the trailer that I didn't see. It's still good. Still good. Shocked at certain points, i.e., you know, seeing Spider-Man die, seeing Hulk get beaten, see Black Panther die, you know, seeing Thanos actually do the snapping of the fingers, which is actually in the comics. You know, they stay true to the comics. You know, in the comics, Thanos does make the snap, and half of the universe, you know, disappear. So, you know, I'm glad that they've stuck with the originality of that. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that is my rant and discussion of Infinity Wars. As I say, I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed as well, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can be notified as and when I am either doing a video, live streaming, or I've uploaded another movie review. And as I say again, guys, I do apologise for not doing this sooner. I've just been busy, and I mean really busy as of late. And you know, I did see this film a while ago, and I wanted to do it like that night, but I couldn't because I was too tired, and then I had work, and you know, it's just getting the time to do these, and for which I do apologise. As I say, I should have done it sooner. But yes, here we go with Infinity Wars review and discussion. I hope you have enjoyed it, and as always, guys, I will see you in the next video. Take care, and ta-ta for now.